Hi, this is Sahil. The first question is the reading CSV file from data.csv. We use read_csv extension, and this is the output. And here we use describe to describe the statistical description about the data. Mm, Here we have we will check if the data has some null values or not and display it. Each null is the extension used for that. Replacing all the null values with mean extension, calories in this case, and fill NA with NA value in place is true. And this is the output. Here we are selecting two columns and aggregate the data using min-max count and mean function. So here we are giving the min-max count and min values and as aggregates. And these are the column names here. And this is the output. This is a minimum, maximum count and mean values. There's a filter of the data set with the calories between 500 and 1000. Between 500 and 1000. This is a calories value. This is output. This filter out all the calories between 500 and 1000. Calorie values greater than 500 and less than 1000. Pulse values. Calories and pulse less than 100. Calories greater than 1. Here use new DF modified data frame that contains all columns from DF except for max pulse, except this. So in this case, we use drop function and max pulse, and the axis is equal to 1. Here we use max pulse, delete max pulse column, main DF data frame. So drop max pulse DF. And this is the drop table after modification. Convert the data types of calories count into data. This conversion of calories into hash type of int. Hash type of int will change it into data type using pandas to create scatter plot. So plot, this is scatter. We use scatter function, and x axis is duration and y axis is calories. This is a graph. This is reading the Titanic dataset. So here we find the correlation between survived target column and sex column for Titanic use case in class. So here we select survived columns for the data frames, group the data by column wise while keeping sex as regular column. Mean function calculates the mean of the survived column for each group. Sort function sorts the resulting data frame by survived column in descending order. The correlation between survived sex column indicates how passengers generate gender and changes for survivor are related. As per history perspective, majority of males were abroad in this case than females. Hence, it is important to keep sex column as feature because it provides valuable information for predicting target column and survival. So this is the output of this data. So correlation between the features, we use label encoder function from the module to encode the categorical variable sex as numerical values. So here fit transform is a method in label encoder class to fit the encoder values sex and transform into numerical format. Here correlation values ranges of the sex ranges from -1 to 1. -1 defines negative correlation and 1 indicates positive. 0 different, no correlation. So this is the value we got. Train df.curr print mat. Printing this will print this to the output. Calculate the correlation matrix for the columns in the train df using correlation method. The output is matrix correlation between each of the columns from the dataset. Do at least two visualization to describe. So okay, this facet grid and this a map grid type, and it gives the output map to the console, creating separate plots for each of the server column using face grid from the cbound library. The g.map function maps the hist plot of the library for each dataset in the face grid and plots the description of the dataset C and histogram 6 column for the not survived and survived, and indicate the relation between 6. This is the CMap which generates the correlation matrix for the column in trained EF dataset. The green background gradient makes it easier for visually testing. Identify the correlations. So here SNS heat map, mat, and not true, Vmax, Vmin, center, Vmap, Vlag. Is a plot rectangular data as a color encoder matrix. Plot show. It just shows the plot to the output, creating a color matrix. SNS.dot function C1 library mat matrix matrix of the data that will be plotted as color on the grid are not true. It's annotated true indicates that annotate the cell of the grid with the respective values. Vmax, Vmin set the minimum and maximum values for the color scale. Center sets the value at which color scale should be centered. Cmap sets the color map VLAP in the output. This implements naive method using skitlearn library and report the accuracy. Reads the trained dataset. Test trained dataset of 1 and test raw of 0. This will append that raw and sort it to the sort is equal to false. Reads the train and CSV from the creates a new column and train. DF data frame is now filtered consisting of okay. Column features target and train. Section embarked transform to numerical values using replace function. Train and test data frames. Train and test data frames are created using training and testing. Dropping the missing value from the dataset, drops any rows with NA values. Extract the target survived columns from the train. Train test split function will be used to train, test, and split the dataset. Splitting is done according to the comma and everything we use. Specific portion of the dataset used for testing is 20% in this case. Gaussian names. Gaussian NB is a function used to create the instance of the Gaussian naval-based classifier. Fit the train classifier on the X-train and Y-train dataset. Predict the test data and store it in Y-predict. Classification report function generates a summary of the predicted values, maybe classifier, including prediction recall, F1 score for each class. And confusion matrix will generate a confusion matrix that will summarize the number of TP, TF, TNFP for each class. Accuracy score will give us the accuracy of the predicted values Y-pred with true values Y-test. Implementing navy base. This is reading the CSV file. Class correlation CMap. Here CMap indicates the correlation matrix for the column in the dataset. Here we are using this to train and split the data. Here it is 30%. Evaluating the model using the score. Gaussian NB, the same thing. Here navy space classifier fit accuracy score used to predict the accuracy value, same as in the previous case. Implementing linear SVC. Here linear SVC is the linear support vector classifier. And here also we are predicting the accuracy Here we are creating the phase grid values for the two visualizations as shown below. Plots the histogram of the grid cell of array variables with each type t, and 20 bins are used. 20 bins are used in this case. And here we are using the grid map. And for the SNS.phase grid is the extension used for it. This is the aspect ratio 1:6. And here we are plotting AL, CA, alpha 0.5 and CI is equal to none. And add it to the and extension add legend. This is the output. And which algorithm has a better accuracy? Pi means Gaussian-Nernst algorithm has better accuracy than any other algorithm. This is used when features are not discrete. Thank you.